So in the Twitter DMs, we had a conversation about Rock Lee vs Sakura, and I want to know the audience, perspective on this fight, on who is going to win. So I actually posted something in my new community tab, right? Because I was testing it, and I said, who would win, and state your reasons why. Some people did not even listen or read the thing completely. They just said the person without any reasons. But I actually, read every single one of those comments in there, and some people have a logical mind, whilst others just say it just to say it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you exactly who is gonna win and my reasons for that, just like I asked you to do. Okay, so before we start comparing the two, we have to state their abilities and what they are capable of. Let's start with Sakura. Sakura is capable of taijutsu, right? She has healing, she has summoning, and then she has good chakra control. And with good chakra control, I mean she's capable of using genjutsu, and she is able to use her cherry blossom clash. Like, that is her only offensive power that she can use against Rock Lee, along with taijutsu, right? But the thing is, let's clarify here right now, okay? Because Kakashi apparently stated that Sakura can be good at genjutsu, doesn't necessarily mean she has genjutsu. And the thing is, Sakura has never used genjutsu, even though her good chakra control would be good for genjutsu, and she didn't do that. Instead, she tried to use her chakra control to learn how to heal, and that is why she surpasses Tsunade, because her chakra control is good enough to surpass Tsunade. That's why she's stronger, that's why she's better, and that's why she has surpassed Tsunade. So her chakra control was wasted on healing. Well, not exactly wasted, because it was very, very useful in the war arc, but she decided to learn how to heal and become a medical ninja instead of someone who uses genjutsu. So first of all, you should understand that being offensive is not what Sakura is good at. She is a medic. She's her biggest asset is to be a medic ninja, so she stays behind and she does not fight. She only fights if she activates her Byakugo seal, which people are actually overestimating than what it actually is. Okay, so now let's talk about what Rock Lee has in his arsenal. He has taijutsu, and he pretty much has the gates, and that's it. That's all Rock Lee has. And the thing is, I'm going to tell you who is going to win at the end by comparing it, and then you will know for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about Sakura's Byakugo seal, because people think that she is an immortal if she activates this jutsu, which is false, because she is not immortal and she can be taken down by anyone who has the power to do so. Okay, so let's look at the Byakugo seal and actually how it works. So let me explain the Byakugo seal. Number one, people actually think it makes you immortal, which is false, because the Byakugo seal has limits, multiple limits at fact. And the thing is that if you do not know these limits, you will actually make the mistake of saying that it makes Sakura immortal. So it does not make her immortal, and in the rest of the point I'm going to explain why. Okay, so number two is actually how it works, right? So healing works by using cellular regeneration, right? That is when your cells actually replicate in order to heal one that has died. So say for example, if you get a burn or something, right, the skin which is dead are dead cells, right? And then the other skins that are alive, the other cells that are alive, actually replicate themselves to heal that certain area. Okay, and that is how it works. That is how healing works. Now, the thing about cellular regeneration is that there is a limit to how many times every cell can regenerate, and it also, at the rate at which chakra is being used to do this, it will actually tire out the body. And then no matter how many times you actually use chakra in order to continue the regeneration, it will not work, or at least it shortens your lifespan if you keep using it, right? So it has been stated that it shortens your lifeline, and this is actually science. This is actually correct. Okay, so in order to stop cellular regeneration, you have to damage the cells. So anyone using fire style will be very, very difficult to deal with for Sakura, if they hit her with their jutsus, of course, because it kills her cells, meaning she has to regenerate them. Burns and all that kind of stuff destroy a lot of cells, so it's going to take a lot of cells to recover that, meaning it's going to shorten her lifespan and bring her to her limits. So that is one of the things you need to understand, is that people think she is immortal because she's going to recover anything that is taken off her, because apparently Madara was able to recover, and Byakugo does the same thing. But if you think about it, Madara's regeneration or Kaguya's regeneration are on a completely different scale compared to Sakura. Okay, Madara could regenerate entire limbs, he could regenerate entire halves of his body. Like, this guy got split in two, right, and he survived that. Tsunade got split in two and she fell unconscious. So if you fall unconscious, the jutsu will deactivate, so you don't necessarily have to you know, kill the user, or at least attempt to doing it, all you have to do, right, is to knock them unconscious and the jutsu deactivates, and then they are done. But Madara got split in two, right, and then he recovered. Tsunade got split in two, and then she got knocked unconscious like she was about to die until she got saved. So the jutsu does have its limits. And the thing is about the cellular regeneration, which also has to do with Fire style, is that as long as you can destroy the cells faster than they regenerate, you can kill anyone using the Byakugo seal, okay? This is how Kashin Koji actually destroyed the old man. He used Fire style on one place and he actually killed two birds with one stone. Okay, so if you can actually disconnect or sever the head of the user, right, they are done. The jutsu is going to deactivate. If you behead them, it's going to deactivate, because signals must be sent from the brain through the spine, you know, to the body to give the body instructions. And the thing is, if it's severed, if the head is severed from the body, guess what? No signals are going to be sent because the person is headless. So Kashin Koji actually aimed for the head to make sure that no signals are sent, right, and he used Katon to make sure that, you know, the head cannot think and send any signals, meaning that the guy is actually losing cells faster than his regeneration jutsu can actually recover them. And that is how the Byakugo works. It cannot regenerate entire limbs. Okay, Madara's healing jutsu is on a completely different scale than the Byakugo jutsu. So that is how the Byakugo jutsu works, and it does not make you immortal. Okay, it does not make you untouchable. So saying that 8 gates will not be enough to take on anyone using the Byakugo seal is actually wrong. Now that we understand how the Byakugo works, let's talk about the second jutsu, or the second technique that Sakura has in her arsenal to use offensively, right? So that would be her chakra control, and with that she can actually deal punches or strikes which are overpowered. Okay, don't get me wrong, if she lands one of these in your face, she ended your career right there. She can end any nigga's career by landing a punch in their face. Okay, don't get that wrong, and it doesn't matter who you are. End of discussion. She also has her medical skills, which she can use, you know, to paralyze you by targeting certain muscles, right? But the thing is, we've never seen her use this in combat, but we are gonna consider this because she can use that. Okay, and now let's talk about one more thing about her chakra control. Now, it was mentioned that Sakura can use genjutsu, right? But the thing is, just because it was mentioned that she can use genjutsu doesn't necessarily mean she knows genjutsu. Okay, Kakashi said that her good chakra control would be very useful for genjutsu, but instead she decided to use that to focus on her healing jutsu, and that is why she is better in healing than Tsunade. That is why her Byakugo is better than Tsunade, because her chakra control allows her to be able to be better. Okay, she has better control over chakra in general, but instead of using genjutsu, she decided to invest that in becoming a medical ninja. So she does not know genjutsu, and she has never used genjutsu. She learned everything she knows from Tsunade, and Tsunade has never, you know, used genjutsu. So with that being said, she taught Sakura, and Sakura will not get genjutsu because Tsunade doesn't use it. Okay, end of discussion. Next, let's talk about Rock Lee. Now, Rock Lee has taijutsu and he has 8 gates. Taijutsu speaks for itself, and the 8 gates also speak for itself. Okay, we have already seen what they do, and they do amplify your power as well as speed. Now, the thing is between Rock Lee and Sakura is Sakura offensively is using taijutsu and not ninjutsu. You know, she can use summoning, but you know, let's take summoning out, right? Let's say it's a 1v1 battle. No summonings, no special aids, no special weapons, just a 1v1 battle, right? We can add in support. However, the summoning jutsu and everything is going to be discussed later down the line, not now. So with that being said, let's talk about their latest achievements. Okay, so Rock Lee right now is an adult, right? His age I'm not exactly gonna say because I have not calculated it, right? But we know he is an adult, and the thing is that we have to know how far Rock Lee is. We know that Rock Lee trains every single day, or at least he trains for the majority of his time, meaning that he is not rusty. Okay, this is a trait which does not apply to a lot of the ninja that we know back then, like the Konoha 11. I mean, Neji is dead, but you know, not every single one of them has been training a lot, and we know that Rock Lee has been training even till today, till the latest episode of Boruto, Rock Lee has been training, meaning he is not rusty. And the thing is, we need to know how many gates he can actually use. So, you know, in a Naruto Shippuden episode, one of the, you know, the last few episodes, it was stated that Rock Lee now has the ability to use these 7 gates. Okay, that was back then. Okay, that was back when Naruto was still a teenager and he was, you know, trying to marry Hinata and all that. It was stated that Rock Lee has the ability now to use these 7 gates, and now we fast forward till he is like a full-grown proper adult. It is evident, or it is obvious, that he will learn how to use the 8th gate, right? But since he has not activated the 8th gate because he cannot return from activating the 8th gate, right? Let's take that out until the last part of this debate. Okay, now that we know that Rock Lee is not rusty, and if anything better and stronger than he was back in those days during the war times, or a little bit after the war times, let's talk about Sakura. What has Sakura been doing? So obviously she went on a mission with Sasuke, right, in which she got pregnant, or even before that she actually fought a Jinchuriki, or at least a pseudo Jinchuriki. There was someone out there who created Tobi's chakra pills using Naruto and Sasuke's DNA in order to create or replicate Ginkaku and Kinkaku's power. And the thing is, I speculated whether he was actually there during, you know, the fight against Kinkaku and Kinkaku, and the thing is, the novel confirms that this is true. I already made a video about that, you know, you should check that out. And the thing is that Sakura was actually active and, you know, not rusty back in those days. So this was like a few years after the war. Since then, she works in a hospital. Most of her attention is gonna be inside the hospital, helping patients out, and because of that, maybe her medical skills might still be on point, but as a ninja, as a shinobi, her taijutsu and all her fighting abilities are gonna go downhill. And this is evident, right, when she actually fought Shin Uchiha. I mean, the whole montage of her fighting was cool, and I was actually rooting for her because they actually gave her a cool montage, and such a thing should not go wasted. However, Sakura was not even able to land one punch on Shin Uchiha. If you actually slow down the montage and watch it, she was not even able to land one punch on Shin Uchiha, showing that her taijutsu is actually not that good, or has become rusty because she has been, you know, working inside the hospital the entire time. So her medical ninjutsu or her medical skills will not go down. However, her fighting skills will go rusty if she does not do her shinobi duties. And the thing is, a lot of these people out there, you know, the Konoha 11 or whatever, have actually gone on to do other things except from being a shinobi. Now, one more fact I forgot to mention about Rock Lee is his status. Now, Rock Lee and Tenten are known to be the strongest taijutsu users in Konoha. Let me repeat that again. They are known to be the strongest taijutsu users in Konoha, and I will put Rock Lee above Tenten because Tenten actually uses, you know, weaponry, and, you know, taijutsu is basically her second option, but Rock Lee, taijutsu is his first option, and he has become a taijutsu master, as it has been stated, and he also dedicates his entire life to just that. So that means Rock Lee is the strongest taijutsu user in Konoha. And the thing is, right, fun fact is, in the novels, you know, when Naruto was captured by Momoshiki and they came to save Naruto, he actually said it would be good if they actually had Rock Lee to come and decimate Momoshiki, because they only used taijutsu against Momoshiki, and the best person to do this was Rock Lee. He didn't recommend, you know, Tenten, he did not recommend Kakashi, he recommended Rock Lee. Rock Lee is the strongest taijutsu user in the entire village, period. So now that we have established everything in their arsenal, let's compare them and how they can fight. Okay, so in terms of taijutsu, Sakura is not gonna dominate Rock Lee. Reason why is because Rock Lee is a taijutsu master. This guy has dedicated his entire life to taijutsu, and he is so strong to the point where the Hokage recommends him out of all people to take down Momoshiki, a person who was supposedly stronger and better than Kaguya. Okay, he was recommended, and he is the best of his class in the entire village. So in terms of taijutsu, Rock Lee will blitz Sakura, no questions asked. And the thing is that Sakura has or may have more power than Rock Lee, but there is no point, as Goku stated, there is no point in having so much power if you cannot use it against an opponent who is very, very fast. And yes, taijutsu does include speed, meaning that at base, Rock Lee is faster than Sakura. Okay, Sakura could not even hit Shin Uchiha, and that was her latest use of taijutsu, meaning that if she really actually, you know, train her taijutsu, that is the best she could do, because she would not hold back against Shin Uchiha, and she didn't. But she wasn't even able to touch the guy even once until Sasuke helped her with his Rinnegan Jutsu, which I'm not going to pronounce because it is too much, okay? So in taijutsu, there is no way Sakura is going to touch Rock Lee to give him that killing blow. That is not going to happen, okay? Now the thing is, you can say even though Rock Lee might be able to attack Sakura constantly, right, she will have the Byakugo activated, and that might be a problem. But remember, all you have to do is knock out the user and the user is done. And because Rock Lee has the upper hand on speed, right, and he might have some power there, he can easily knock her out. If he has the speed, he can get closer to her and fuck her up, because he uses taijutsu, and taijutsu requires close combat. And if Sakura does that, then he is pretty much giving Rock Lee the go ahead and making the fight easier, because that is his specialty, right? Sakura is not, you know, specified at fighting, so she is gonna lack there. Okay, so she can use the Byakugo, and let's say if, you know, Rock Lee does not behead her with a kick or something and Sakura keeps using the Byakugo, keep in mind Sakura is smart, okay? She's not just gonna stand there. So if she finds a way to block Rock Lee's muscle movement, then that is gonna become a problem. But the thing is, he's too fast, okay? So she cannot even touch the guy, so that ain't even happening, okay? So say for example, Sakura can tank every single hit Rock Lee gives her because she has the Byakugo seal activated. Well then Rock Lee can actually start activating the gates, and the gates actually do enhance his speed, meaning that she can't even touch him even more, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, if you can't touch him in base and this guy activates the gates, which give him extraordinary speed and power, there is no way Sakura has a chance in touching this guy. In fact, he will be so fast that she won't be able to think before this guy even strikes. So basically, she will just be a sitting duck. She would basically be vulnerable because the guy punches and kicks faster than you can think, okay? Even though she's smart, there is no way she's gonna be able to keep up with that. I mean, have you seen the fight of Rock Lee and Guy Vias, one of the nine-tailed beasts that Kabuto created with a bunch of snakes in the Chikara arc? Like, if you've seen that fight, you know no specific person can do this unless they are trained to do so, okay? That is how fast Rock Lee is, and that is how good he can handle any person in terms of taijutsu. Now let's talk about him using the 7 gates, because it has been mentioned that he can use the 7 gate. It has not been mentioned whether he can use the 8th gate, but you know, about 17 years or so have passed, so come on, he should be able to activate it. But I'm not going to use it in argument because we have not seen him activate it or use it, so it's not going to be in it. The 7 gates gives you extraordinary power to the point where even Kizame could not handle that, okay? There is no chance in hell that this kind of boost plus his base form cannot overwhelm Sakura, because in terms of combat, all Sakura has as offensive is her punches, and that's it. That is pretty much it. There is no way in which she can touch Rock Lee. Let me give you some information on Sakura's latest, you know, battle where she fought all alone, and that was in the novel when she fought a pseudo Jinchuriki, right? So she fought a guy who was able to replicate the power of Gingaku and Kinkaku into a pill so that he can take it and actually achieve these tail beast cloaks, right? And he was able to, you know, achieve the version 2, which Sakura actually defeated, but it took her every single ounce of power that she had, including the Byakugo seal, in order to do this. Now she avoided a tail beast bomb, which shows that she is very, very smart about the way she fights. But the thing is, it took her everything to take down one version 2 beast in comparison. However, if you look at the war, right, Guy and Kakashi were actually handling multiple of these with ease, and Guy actually, you know, did a very good job in the 7th gate, I believe he was in. Okay, so the gates actually give you the power to handle multiple of these people, and Sakura could only handle one. Even though she did her best and she won, she could only handle one. Another argument people will use is by saying that Sakura will just recover because she's using the Byakugo seal, so any punch Rock Lee actually deals, right, does not matter. But the thing is, she won't, because guess what, the Byakugo seal only heals after the damage has been dealt. So if the damage she has been dealt is fatal, then she is gone. And with fatal, I mean her head getting kicked off. Okay, she cannot avoid that because she won't even see it coming because of the speed. So in terms of speed, that puts Rock Lee above Sakura. Now There is this other argument that just because Guy in 8th Gate was not good enough to beat Madara, who has the same regen ability as Sakura, that means that the same result should happen. No, I think the reason why Guy was not able to beat Madara was because of plot no jutsu, because he nearly killed the guy. And secondly, you should understand that Madara's regen jutsu is not, the same as Sakura's regeneration jutsu. It is far above Sakura's regeneration jutsu. Sakura's regeneration jutsu has a limit. Madara's does not. He has infinite regeneration, and that is why that makes him immortal, because his cells just keep getting regenerated, which means he does not die. And the same applies to Kaguya after she became the Jinchuriki of the Jubi. Okay, so in terms of that, he can recover entire limbs in seconds. Sakura cannot do that because Tsunade got split in two and her jutsu deactivated and she was about to die. So Sakura's regeneration jutsu has nothing to do with Madara's, and she cannot withstand the amount of damage that the 8th gate will do to her if Rock Lee was to be able to even activate the 8th gate in the first place. So in terms of that, Rock Lee would still win because he will be able to blitz Sakura before the side effects of the gate get to him. If you are telling me that Sakura with Byakugo can overwhelm or survive 8 gates, then that is basically telling me that she can actually fight Madara and survive, which we know is a fallacy because she stayed behind whilst Naruto and Sasuke did everything. Now let's add in the summoning jutsu. Say for example, if Sakura summons Katsuyu to help her in the battle, right? First of all, she can heal Sakura, right? She can reattach Sakura if anything happens, right? If Sakura's beheaded, well, then that's a kind of too late, right? But if Sakura is split in pieces, then Katsuyu can heal her. But the thing is, Rock Lee will probably be in the 7th gate if they are going all out. And the thing is, in 7th gate, I'm sure he can easily dodge any attack Katsuyu has to give. Plus Katsuyu is not even a fighter in the first place, she's just support, so she wouldn't even be able to see Rock Lee even coming in the first place. Even if she could, right, the guy is fast enough to avoid acid coming at a certain speed, which he probably or most likely is faster than. So the thing is, Rock Lee's biggest asset is his taijutsu, the gates, and his speed, and that is what is going to take Sakura down. And he can do that whenever he wants, and he could probably activate the 8th gate if he wanted to, because it has been years since he actually mastered or learned how to open the 7th gate. So it shouldn't be any surprise if he is able to activate the 8th gate, but then he won't be able to return from that. So let's rule that out. And the thing is, people say Sakura can use Genjutsu. Well, Kakashi said she is able to use Genjutsu because of her chakra control, but the thing is, she does not know Genjutsu, and she invested her chakra control into medical ninjutsu, hence why she is able to use the Byakugo seal better than Tsunade. But that is basically it. Rock Lee is the winner of this one because in terms of stats, right, in terms of combat, he overall does better than Sakura. He will blitz Sakura easy, no problem. Now let me clarify. Sakura is a very strong shinobi. However, out of all the shinobi she can defeat, Rock Lee is not one of them. He is not in that list, but Sakura is very powerful. It just turns out that her biggest or her best ability is in healing and not combat. And if a person who is not specified in combat is fighting someone who is a prodigy or specialized in combat, that means that the person who is not specified in combat is going to lose in specifically that, and it is what it is. With that being said, that is the video for today. Have a look at scientists who created Tail Beast chakra pills with the DNA of Naruto and Sasuke, as well as Kinshiki possibly having the Rinnegan, and alien life within Naruto and Boruto. I have nothing more to say. Bye.